Hi, Sally. I just heard from my son, but you're thinking of giving birth at your parents' house?
Oh, hello, Monica. Yes, that's right. I'm planning to go back to my parents' house about 2 months before my expected birth date.
Why do you have to go back home to your parents' house? You know you can just continue to stay at your own house. Because I'm here to support you with everything, you know.
Since this is my first time to raise a child, and I assume that I'll probably be so tired taking care of the baby, I just thought I'd like to stay at my parents' house during the first few months.
But of course, I can do all of that for you taking care of the baby. So why don't you just quit going back home to your parents' house?
Well, you see, my parents don't have so many opportunities to come over here. And I just wanted them to have some quality time with their grandchild, at least when the baby is born.
But I also wanted to take care of the newborn baby too.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But I will return home around 1 month later after I give birth to the baby.
But I was even expecting to attend the birth with you as well. This is so disappointing because I was really looking forward to all of this.
What? Attend the birth? You were actually expecting to attend the birth?
Yes, that's absolutely right. Because I know that my son would just be useless standing right next to you. So I was being ready to put myself in that position to support you throughout your labor. I'm sure it'll be more helpful being there for you than my son.
But I do think that would be difficult, though.
Why is that?
Because I guess it'll be pretty embarrassing for me.
Oh, don't worry about that. We're both females, you know. And I've experienced giving birth as well, so there is actually nothing to be embarrassed of. I would assume showing strangers between your legs should be even more embarrassing, though. So many people are going to have to see that during labor, you know. So I don't see why you were so concerned about me.
But I just think it's a different situation being seen by the hospital staff.
Oh, I'm just so disappointed. I was excited that I may be the first person to hold my grandchild when he was born.
I'm so sorry about that.
But I guess it's okay. Because we're the ones who will be able to live together with our grandchild in the future. And then I'll just have plenty of time to spend with my grandchild.
What? Did you say living together in the future?
Yes, that's right, isn't it? Because our son is our only child. So who else is going to take care of us besides him? He's the only family we can rely on.
But we did mention that we were not going to live together with you before, right? I suppose you do understand that both my husband and I haven't changed our minds about that.
Well, regarding that, I guess my husband was trying to act tough about this before. But honestly, he does really want to live together with your family, though.
Really? Is that so?
And I do think that children should be looked after surrounded by many adults as possible. And I know that you do want to return going back to work someday, right?
Yes, I guess I do want to go back to work someday.
Well then, you should definitely live together with us. It will be much easier to go back to work if I just take care of my grandson and do everything for you at home, right? And I assume the house my son and you built is so big because you were considering living together with us someday, right?
Actually, that's not what we were thinking, though. We were both saying that we wanted to have a big dog someday when we have children. So that's actually why we built a big house as much as possible, so we could have enough space to live with a dog.
No. You must be kidding me, aren't you? Because I know that you have a guest room in your house as well. I know that you prepared that guest room just for us, right?
Unfortunately, that's really not what we intended, though.
Anyway, when you come back home from your parents' house, you can just go ahead and leave everything to me about taking care of your baby. You don't have to worry about anything because I will raise my grandchild properly to become our good heir of our family.
But I do think we can manage taking care of the baby on our own for a while.
No. What are you saying? This is going to be your first child. You, Sally, and my son don't have any knowledge or experience in raising a child, right? Of course I can't just leave everything up to you two, so you can just rely on me.
But I think we'll be totally fine on our own.
No, Sally. You don't need to hesitate to ask us for any support from me, okay? Well then, I want you to please spend the day just thinking about your baby first, and I will go over to your house later on to do all the chores for you today, so don't worry. Sally, you can just sleep as much as you want throughout the day. Hello, Sally. My son just told me not to visit your house anymore, but what's going on? I can't believe he would say that to me after all the help I have provided to you these days while you were pregnant.
Hi, Monica. I'm so sorry about this. I do appreciate your support, doing everything for us, but since you do seem to visit us every day, I guess I just need some time to relax and take a rest.
Do you mean that it's troublesome for you if I go visit your house?
No, I didn't mean that, but I do get a bit concerned being helped out too much.
Well, isn't that just your problem? I'm practically doing all the chores for you because you're pregnant. But I'm just so shocked to be told not to visit you so suddenly by my son. And you know that I've always been saying that you can just lie down and take a rest while I'm there, right? You even have time to relax while I'm doing everything for you. So I just don't see what the problem is and why I have to be refused to visit your house.
That is true, but honestly, you just keep on talking to me while you're here.
Well, I'm talking to you because you keep on answering to me. If you want to sleep, why don't you just ignore what I'm saying? And my son was also mentioning that the issue of us living together. He said to me that he's not willing to live together with us. So I assumed you forced my son to say that, right?
No, Monica, I didn't force him. Because my husband and I actually have the same opinion towards living together with you.
This is absolutely a lie. Because my son has always been the one to listen to what I say, and I don't think this is his true feelings. So I just know that you're the one who refused to live with us. You're so pathetic to make my son say that to me on behalf of you. I'm just so disappointed about this. Actually, this was the most shocking news to me in these past few years. I was so hurt that I even shed tears.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Honestly, we didn't mean to hurt you at all.
Just tell me, what makes you so reluctant to live together with us in the first place? Because I've been supporting your family doing so much for you two. And I'm even willing to take care of my grandchild that is expected to be born. There should be only benefits for you and my son and nothing inconvenient to accept this condition. So I still don't understand why you refuse living together with us.
Actually, my husband and I both had the same idea that we would not live with our parents since we got married. And even about raising our children, we both intend to take care of our child by ourselves without support as much as possible.
That means that you're not going to ask for any help from us? And whatever happens, we don't need to support you at all from now on?
Well, I guess that will depend on the situation, though. But we do intend to manage everything on our own for now without any support.
That's such a betrayal.
What? A betrayal?
Because I thought that you would accept living together with us in the future. And that's why I admitted you to be my son's wife.
I just don't know what to say.
Do you actually have any complaints about living together with us? If you do, I want you to go ahead and just tell me clearly because I'm not convinced yet.
I just think that there's certain paces of living lives among each family. And please don't misunderstand this because it's not like I don't want to live together with you. I just don't think I can live together even with my own parents either.
Well, I don't think you need to actually live with your parents, though.
I'm sorry, I just said that as an example.
Can you just stop? You're so annoying. And I just don't want to hear your excuses anymore. Since my grandchild is going to be born, I'm absolutely living together with you no matter what you say. And you have just got to accept that.
Monica, I'm so sorry. Can you just continue to discuss the issue further with my husband? Because I believe I don't have anything more to say to you. And I'm sure that he will have something to say to this as well.
So I'm just saying, all you have to do is accept living together with us. Then my son would definitely agree to this as well.
I'm so sorry, Monica. I'm just not feeling so well, so I think I need to go now.
Hey, wait, Sally? I'm not finished with this conversation yet, so don't try to end this. Just remember that I'll never accept any answer other than living together with you. And if you don't live together with us, then I'll have to make you divorce my son. If you're still watching this text, just answer to me. Hello, Sally. Today I have an important issue I need to discuss with you. So you definitely need to reply to me now.
Hello, Monica. It's been a while since we talked before. So what important issue should we discuss about?
But before that, first of all, isn't there anything you have to say to me?
What? I don't actually think so.
I can't believe this. So you're still not even going to apologize to me about all of this? I'm actually giving you a chance to apologize.
Are you saying that I have to apologize to you?
You've just been ignoring all my text messages up until now, right? And when I visited your house the other day, you did pretend to be out, didn't you? I knew that you were there inside your house, so why did you try to hide from me?
Well, that's because you still don't seem to listen to my husband's opinions at all.
Oh my, are you saying that I'm wrong for all of this?
I'm going to be honest about this, but you coming over to visit our house every day was such a burden for us. And even if we refuse to live together with you, you just keep on bringing up the same matter over and over and just never seem to give up. So I want you to realize that you're not welcome to our family at all. I don't want to make my pregnancy an excuse for this, but when I wanted to lie down when I wasn't feeling so well, it was really tough for me just being with you.
Well, if you did think so, why didn't you go ahead and tell me that more clearly?
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've already been trying to tell you about this so many times, but you just keep interrupting me. And you never seem to listen to what people have to say.
Oh, I just can't believe you're acting so strong towards me since you've gone over to your parents' house.
No, Monica, that's not my intention. I'm just trying to tell you that you never listen to us.
But anyway, this issue has already been solved now, so everything is going to be okay.
What's been solved?
Of course, it's about the issue of you living together with us. Actually, we just went ahead and sold your house while you were away at your parents' house. So I guess you don't have a place to go back to now anyway.
What?
Well, after you went over to stay at your parents' house, I just tried so hard to persuade my husband and son about this again. As I said, a wife who is not willing to live together with us should be kicked out of the family.
Huh?
And then, my husband and my son finally understood and agreed to this as well. So I successfully managed to sell your house. And we've already even found a buyer for it. So all you need to do is just divorce my son now. But if you really don't want to go through this divorce, I can give you another chance. Why don't you just kneel down and apologize to me? If you are willing to change your heart and attitude towards me, I will forgive you and can consider living with you again as well.
Oh no, Monica, you've got this all wrong. Because your house is the one that actually got sold.
What?
So I'm saying the house that got sold is actually your house that you're living in and not ours.
What are you saying? Why do we have to sell our house?
Well, it's actually your husband that made this decision to sell your house. He was concerned that you'll just continue to get carried away like this forever, so he wanted to put an end to this by changing the situation in some way. He said that he was planning to move to his hometown far away from us in the countryside after his retirement.
What?
Though I was surprised to hear this, but it seems that your husband has always wanted to return back and live in his hometown. So he was actually really excited about moving out and starting his new life.
No. Wait. What? This can't be true. You must be joking.
But why do I have to make a joke about this? Believe it or not, this is all true. And you have to start accepting this situation.
Because selling our house, it's so strange that he wouldn't consult me about this at all and decide everything on his own.
But you actually tried to sell our house without telling me about it at all, right? Isn't that the same thing? So I don't think it's a surprise to think of it in an opposite way.
But you're obviously in a different position than me.
But this is something that your husband actually decided on his own. So I don't know anything about this.
No, this is just a lie. This can't be true because I just can't live in a countryside far away from here. I absolutely can't.
If you still have any complaints, please discuss about this further with your husband. Because I have nothing more to say to you, so don't try to involve me in this matter. And since I have to go to the hospital for my prenatal checkup, sorry, but I must leave now. So goodbye.
Sally, are you looking at this text message right now? You need to help me.
What? Monica, what happened?
This is a really serious matter. As I refused to move to the countryside with my husband, he just said that he was going to have to divorce me.
Well, I suppose so. That's not so surprising to me at all.
What? Why do you agree to that? Don't you think it's horrible to divorce me after living together and doing everything for him all these years?
Don't you still understand? The reason why he sold your house in the first place is because you got so carried away and things were getting out of control.
I got carried away. What do you mean?
Ever since I got pregnant and quit my job, you started visiting our house every single day, right? You came to our house with the reason to help out our chores, but actually you were just staying at our house, just talking to me, laying around and practically doing nothing.
No, that's not true because I was actually doing some chores for you. It's not like I was just lazy.
And you were just making meals that you wanted using our food and ingredients and just eating them here, right? And just left the cooking tools and dishes in the kitchen without even washing them or putting them back. And I remember, don't you even take a bath at our house sometimes?
Well, yes. That's because your bathtub is so clean and big. I just wanted to take a long bath relaxing myself. So what's wrong with that?
Well, during your long bath, you would ask us to go buy some wine and would even make me prepare some appetizers for you. By asking me to do that, you probably didn't even think of letting me take a rest, didn't you?
Well, they say that pregnant women do need some exercise and should move around.
Well, thanks to you, I've been moving around enough already. Cleaning up the bathroom soaked in water that you used, and doing all the cleanup after you cooked anything because it was just a mess. I definitely had to move around cleaning up and doing things for you much more than before I was pregnant.
Oh, really? I'm so sorry about that. I guess I didn't notice those small detailed things at all because I didn't think that was such a big deal for you. But if you were thinking that way, I do wish you could have told me much earlier.
Well, I told you that the other day. And actually, I've been saying this many times for quite a while.
But the way you say it is so indirect, so it's difficult for me to understand. You need to be more straight with me, otherwise I wouldn't notice.
But as I'm your daughter-in-law, of course I do hesitate to say things straight to you.
Then you must try saying things to me clearly from now on, because I probably wouldn't notice if you don't. And definitely don't need to hesitate because I won't get angry just because you warned me about something. I'm sure that it won't bother me for you to speak honestly with me.
No, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I can't do that. Because when I had my husband tell you about visiting our house and living together, you got so furious and said that you would make us go through a divorce. So I'm just fed up with your selfish attitude and don't want to be involved with you anymore. And my husband and I want to cut off the relationship with you for good.
Cut off our relationship? Please, Sally, don't say such a sad thing. I think you're just misunderstanding this. I was not angry, but was just so sad that it made me say those horrible things to you at that time. Believe me, it's not like I really wanted you to divorce my son. That's really not what I meant.
But I'm sorry, I just can't believe any word you say now. Even though I said that we don't intend to live together with you, you just tried to force your way to do so many times. And you tried to make my husband divorce me and even tried to sell our new house. So how am I supposed to believe you going through all of this? Don't you also think it's the right decision for our family to cut off the relationship with you?
Sally, you've just got to understand. I was just so excited about having a grandchild, you know? So I guess I just got carried away with things because I was just really happy. And I thought I could be with your family forever if I could live together with you.
Well, although I appreciate your feelings, that's the same situation for my parents as well. If you didn't get so carried away with things, I'm certain that you would have had more opportunities to see our family than my parents.
All right, I understand. So I will give up about living together with your family, so you just need to forgive me about all of this. Because if you do forgive me, then I suppose my husband will finally give up moving to the countryside.
But Monica, unfortunately, I don't think that's possible at this point. Because your house has already been sold and it has been finalized. And you're supposed to move out of the house within next month, right?
Well then, you need to persuade my husband to stop this immediately, because I just don't want to live in the countryside.
Well, then I do think you're the one who needs to discuss this directly with your husband and not me. Because this is a matter that needs to be solved between the two of you, and I can't do anything to help you out.
But he just won't listen to what I say. He just says that he will divorce me if I don't want to move to the countryside with him, and he won't even try to compromise on that at all.
Well then, why don't you just decide to go through a divorce with your husband? If you do so, I suppose you can live a free life on your own from now on.
I can't believe you're saying this. Of course I can't divorce him. How am I supposed to live from now on after I divorce him at this age?
Monica, I think it's time you need to realize that. This all happened because of you, and it's all your fault. Of course, my pregnancy might have been the trigger to this, but I've heard that both your husband and your son were already sick and tired of your selfish attitude from quite a while ago.
But I've supported my husband and son and have done so much for them up until now. I have always been considerate about them whenever and whatever I do. So I just feel betrayed from both of them after all I've done for them.
Well, I guess all that support from you may have been a burden for them sometimes. Actually, my husband is pretty furious about you causing trouble to me this time. I guess it finally did hit him. Because he even said that he didn't want to let you meet our child.
What? No, he can't do this to me.
I guess this is what happens if you act just thinking about yourself being self-centered. If your husband went so far even to ask you to divorce him, then why don't you try looking back on what you've done up to now once? You should take a chance to reflect on your mistakes.
Well then, can you please let me stay at your house for a while?
What? Excuse me?
Because I just can't get myself sorted out to decide to move to my husband's hometown. Because I have friends over here. And there's so many stores and restaurants that I want to go to. So I just can't give up this life here and move to the countryside. So can you please let me live with you for only a couple of months at your house?
Monica, I don't think you're understanding this situation yet. I want you to seriously reconsider why we are refusing to get involved with you. And the reason why your husband has decided to move. After going through all of this, causing your family so much trouble, I do think that you're the one who needs to change.
Of course I did think about it. So I'm admitting that I was wrong about all of this. But everyone is just so selfish about themselves. No one just doesn't seem to care about my feelings.
Well, you should realize that's exactly what you were doing to the people around you up until now. Actually, even now, I'm just so tired of taking care of my newborn son, but I'm still trying to listen to your endless complaints. So don't try to ask for help to a mother who just gave birth to a baby a few days ago. Can you possibly try to be more considerate about the people around you and stop thinking just about yourself?
Hey, Sally, but you know that I'm in trouble and I do need help.
Can you understand that I'm being bothered by you too? Because I definitely don't want to deal with a troublesome mother-in-law that is so self-centered even when I'm so exhausted either. So, as you asked me, I did talk to you straightforward and said what I wanted to say all this time. So I hope you're satisfied with this since I don't have anything more to say to you. And don't you ever try to get involved with me or my family again. Because you should remember, you're just nothing but trouble to us. After that, my mother-in-law apologized to her husband and eventually decided to move to her husband's hometown in the countryside. Now it seems that my mother-in-law doesn't oppose against him anymore. And seems as if she has become a completely different person, living her new life quietly in the countryside. As my husband and his father have been trying to put up with my mother-in-law's temper so many times up until now, but with me being so bothered by her through this incident, I'm so glad that they both finally took action with my mother-in-law to put an end to this. Though I do understand that this became a really tough situation to handle, I feel so grateful that they both were so supportive and considerate about my feelings until the very end. If I did decide to live together with my mother-in-law as she wished, then I definitely know that I wouldn't be living a happy life like I am now. So I'm just so relieved to be able to avoid that life living with my mother-in-law, and I'm glad we're no longer involved with each of our lives anymore. As I've now returned home from staying at my parents' house for a few months, I'm just living a life every day with the mercy of taking care of my newborn son with my husband. Though we are still immature parents and will probably go through some tough times raising a child together, I do hope to show our love and affection to my son just enough so that it would not be such a burden for him. And I'm looking forward to our bright future waiting ahead, raising a lovely family that can speak honestly and continue to care about each other at all times. Thank you for watching Peep Talk videos. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Also, feel free to leave any comments. Please visit us again to check out the next video.